So to reverse this trend, we got to reverse some of the things, right? We've got to reverse some of the key ideas that we go into an organization with, right? So an organization that has a growth at all costs mentality, right, is going to naturally have a problem when it comes to their HR and how they handle their people. Because if they want to grow at any cost, what's going to happen is they're going to accept people into the organization that they probably shouldn't accept in their organization because they know they need numbers, they know they need people in order to do the work. So they're going to lower the standards. That has happened. They're going to, the people they do have, they're going to treat in a way where it's not sustainable. All right, so they're going to be back to that, creating an unsustainable workload. And people might be able to do something extra, something heavy for a short period of time. But if if they see themselves happening, that's going to be 5, 10, 20 years, then people they're going to see that they're not going to be able to sustain this, and they're going to opt out, right? And so that growth at any cost mentality, how do we fix that? What do we need to do to help organizations, to help ourselves deal with that growth at any cost mentality that we seem to have in corporate America? I'm going to suggest a couple of things. First of all, join industries where your talent itself, your capabilities and your skills are so needed that you get to have a position of value and excellence in the organization. Don't wait until somebody tells you you have the gifts and the talents. Understand what the gifts and talents are that you have from your friends, your family members, people that have been worked with you in the past, and really get a grip on who you are in terms of your abilities and your talents and your gifts, and be really good at articulating those. Because when you can articulate your gift and what you bring to the table, you can do what most people do anyway in terms of regaining a position in the workplace or regaining expertise within the current workplace that you are, by being able to express, here is what I bring to the table. Here is what I know for without question that I'm exceptionally gifted at. Here's my third-party evidence of that. Here's my recommendations. Here are the people that I worked with in the past who have testimonials for me. Here is the tangible evidence that my skills and my talents are exactly what I say they are. You cannot just put your information on your resume or your LinkedIn profile and think that that's going to speak for you. It's not. Because it's just going to join the masses of people who have information. You have to engage in a way with people who have the power and the ability to do something about it. That's where you share your information. And you don't just share your thoughts, you share other people's thoughts about how you need to grow and in terms of what your capabilities are. So I know many of you have been taught we got to write a capability statement. We got to have all this expressive information, all this productivity information on our resumes. And that is true, but you also have to be able to speak to it. You have to be able to articulate it to people who care about it. And the people who care about it, people who have that grow or die, that growth at all costs mentalities, trust me, they want talent. They want people who are talented and gifted and can bring it and can bring their gifts and their strategies to the table. You need to intercept them because, yeah, they're busy. Yeah, they're difficult to get your minds around, and you have to start building those relationships. So if there's an industry that you love, I would suggest you find the industry leaders in those industries and start to introduce yourself to them in a way that where they could see the gifts that you have. And if you can't introduce yourself to them directly, have friends that you have or associates that you have make the introductions to you. And if you're still not there yet, begin to develop those opportunities where people can introduce you to the places where you need to do. This is where networking is all about. This is about leveraging relationships in such a way that you create a win-win solution. You have to be able to do it. You have to do that. And that's a skill you need to hone. You need to follow people who are excellent at it, and then learn how to become brilliant at developing relationships that you're going to need to have that will carry you well into your future. because most of us don't have them right now. The reason why we're in the situations we're in now, right now, is we don't have the network, we don't have the people that will indicate to us, here is the future issue, here's something that's coming down the pipe. You also have to know the future trends, right? You have to know which industries are going to be served best in the future. And maybe you have to reskill and retool. Maybe you are in the hospitality industry knowing that it's going to be a long time before the hospitality industry comes back to any level of success. No matter how much money the government throws at it, it will be a long time before they organically come to the place where they're going to be a growth industry again. And we know that the largest numbers of resignations happen in the hospitality industry. Maybe you want to flip to communications. Maybe you want to flip to IT. IT had a big hit, took a big hit too, but it was nowhere near as great as in the hospitality or services industries. And so you may want to think about how can you reskill or rebrand or take your current skill to another industry, because that's how you're going to create something that could be super and magical. All right. And so that's how you deal with that grow or die mindset. You find the people that are already at the top of the food chain and make yourself available to them and your expertise, even if you have to volunteer up front. If you can secure a commitment to even consider bringing you on at a level that's going to make you happy, you might be able to volunteer 2 or 3 months of your time. And don't call it an internship or don't give it even a label, because you start giving people labels and programs and all of a sudden now it's got to be managed in a certain way and blah, blah, blah. Relationships don't have to have labels and titles. They just have to have connection. And so if you can say, if you can get the right, person to understand that you're gifted in this area and that your gifts can help them grow their company, grow their division, then you're talking to the right people about the right thing. And so you have the greatest opportunity where your service is going to be appreciated and recognized, and then you can have fulfillment in whatever it is you do. So I'm all about that, making sure that you understand how to present yourself in the positive light in the best way possible.